Hello everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for my Pan Those Peach Palettes finale. Basically, I'm just going to jump right into it. This is how we are finishing the project, with a entirely finished bronzer. I'm thrilled. I have honestly finished like many bronzers over the years. Not so much with highlighters and blushes, obviously, and you can see that here, take me a lot longer to get through, but I think bronzers, like, it can be done. I'm really happy that I finished this one, and I really just need to decide now what to do with the rest of this product, right? Before I jump into that, I'll give you the numbers. So in terms of usage, let me give you the totals. So I started this project in June. So we had June, July, August, September, October, November, December. The total uses are now, this is 80, 81, and 104. So 104 uses to go from how it looked at the beginning to how it looks now, as in 104 uses to like finish this bronzer, although obviously there was some use on it beforehand. And then around 80 uses on each of these to get it looking like not hugely different from where I started, which is fine, like it is what it is. But yeah, I'm contemplating what to do because this palette, like, I don't know if you all also get the same thing where old tin palettes start to get really grotty, and even when I clean it, even when I sanitize it, it still has this like sticky effect to it. It doesn't go back to feeling completely like shiny. And so I'm kind of grossed out by the packaging, at least a little bit. And what I'm thinking is I don't really care about this highlighter. I could have it, I could leave it, like whatever. But the blush, I'd really like to keep, and I'm just not sure if repressing it would be worthwhile or if I should try and like keep it intact and stick it into something else, because obviously it does have a waffle grid underneath it. I might have a look around on YouTube and see what other people have done with this palette. I mean, I don't think anyone's depotted it because, like, for the most part, why would you? But what I want is to get rid of this packaging but keep the blush. So I'm going to have a think about that, think about how to do that. I'm trying to think if I learned anything from panning this palette. I maybe realized this is it does show relatively orangey on me, as in, like, there's a true peachiness to it. Obviously, it is peachy, but, like, sometimes in my mind, I feel like I'm categorizing peaches as, like, either a pink or an orange, and this one I've mentally sort of thought of as pink when really it has a lot of orange to it as well. The highlighter is just fine. It's pretty, but like all highlighter can be pretty. And the bronzer, I'm glad I'm finished with it. I think it was like, I'm not wearing any of these today. I've moved on. But the bronzer was like probably a bit too warm for me, but still manageable in terms of like panning and adding warmth to the face and all of that. Especially because I've been using face products that are like maybe slightly too light. I have needed more bronzer to adjust and even things out. Yeah, that's how the face palette went. And now the eyeshadow palette, honestly, is in an interesting kind of state because I basically have hardly touched it since the last update. It looks pretty much the same. The only thing you might notice is that this looks a bit more beaten up, and that's because I have scraped out a little bit at a time of that shadow to slightly deepen my base product, as in like mixed it in because the base was a shade too light that I've been using. But in total we have 37 uses, one use. Yeah, like one. This shadow is not good. Like, yes, it was kind of cute to match it with the packaging, but it's pretty crap anyway. Then we have 7 uses, 5 uses, 43 uses, 23 uses, 11 uses, and 9 uses. So like, as far as a pan that palette goes, not anything incredible, but it'll do. Okay, so I was just interrupted by my partner coming home from the gym. I don't really know where I left off. I think I was talking about this palette. I don't think I ended up really vibing with this as a pan that palette. I have had much more focused and successful experiences with doing a pan that palette in the past, such as the white peach palette. Yeah, that's been like, that one really hit the spot. For whatever reason, I think maybe doing the pan that Pan That Palette, while doing Pan those eyeshadows this time around, wasn't really working for me. I might have been a bit overcommitted, because I think the last time I did both projects was during like peak COVID, so I was at home a lot and had a lot of time to do makeup. I think this year has just been like busier, more stressful. I haven't always gotten to it. And I think in the end, it's like also realizing that individually, I don't actually love most of these shades. This is probably a bit too dark for a lid shade for me. It's kind of fine for the lower lash line, that's about it. This is fine, but again, I have like other peaches that I've been using as well. This is just a brown matte. This one's very pretty, and if I don't end up keeping this palette, I would probably depot this and keep it, but I think I'll be keeping the palette for now. This I can probably still finish like next year, especially given that my Pan That palette for next year doesn't have like a setting shade or a bone matte. I will probably finish this. And then this one kind of sucks. It's a satin, and I'm not a fan of satins. This is too dark for a shimmer, and this, I used to use shades like this in my eyebrows, thinking quite literally like it's the color of my hair-ish, therefore it should be the color of my eyebrows. It's way too dark. I end up with very blocky brows if I do that, so I don't have as much of a use for it, like other than maybe a shadow liner. I mean, so yeah, I'm happy to be done with this. I'll have a think about what its next life will look like. It might just sit there for a little while and kind of yeah, be used for that matte setting shade. And I'm keen for next year's project, very keen. I feel like I've been just like teasing this in the most random and haphazard way, but this is what I'm gonna pan next year, and I'm excited for it. So yeah. Face product wise, I'm not going to be panning a face palette. I'm just going to use individual face products as my focus products next year. So yeah, thank you for bearing with me with this project. I feel like I really lost momentum on it, kind of lost my zing or whatever, zeal, you know, but I think I will be reinvigorated for next year's project. And yeah, thanks for like sticking with me. Thanks for watching it through. I hope you found it kind of entertaining. I hope you at least kind of found it satisfying that I finished bronzer. I'm satisfied by that. And then I think the next step will be to throw out this packaging and somehow keep the blush. So again, if you have any ideas, let me know. I think that's what I plan on doing. I hope you'll have a good rest of December, a nice Christmas if you're celebrating, or otherwise just, you know, a bit of time for rest. And I will see you again soon. Bye.